That's it? That's as long as it is? Oh boy. Turn the music off. Hello, everyone. Little Halloween music for everybody today. A little bit of since I know it's not Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween, but I wanted to at least have a little Halloween fun today. So, have you ever said, "I don't have anything to talk about on video"? What could I possibly talk on video? I don't even know what I would talk about on video. Have you ever said anything remotely like that? Well, it is the equivalent to saying, I don't have anything to wear. I don't have anything to wear. It's not true. You do have things to wear. You just don't want to wear any of it, or you don't like it, or it doesn't make you feel good, or there's something underneath it going on. And my guess is that is what is happening here as well. But that is not the point of this video, although I'm going to touch on it just a little bit. The reality is there are plenty of topics for you to talk about on video. An unlimited amount of topics on video. You just got to know how to look for them, where to find them, and how to think about video a little bit differently. But first, I want to just really touch on this whole what's underneath it bit, okay? Because, well, the reality is you are likely overthinking video. You're making it way more complicated than it needs to be. Is that fair? Probably fair, right? But more than that, there's likely something else underneath that we got to deal with, like fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of humiliation. Any of those kind of soul wounds could absolutely be coming up here. And if you're not honest with yourself about that, and we don't take steps to correct it, everything that you're going to learn today in this live isn't going to matter because it's not the real problem. Okay, so that's like the caveat that I want to share ahead of time. If this is something you want help with, I want you to send me a DM and I will help you as much as I can in a voice note to help you identify and start to course correct what's getting in your way. Okay, now because of what we're going to cover today, it's a little bit more complex and I don't want this to turn into a ridiculously long live. So here's what I'm going to do. If I can get 10 people to comment the word Zoom in this video, and one person can't comment 10 times, okay? I will do a Zoom call next Friday. I know it won't be Halloween, but that's okay. Next Friday, not tomorrow, next Friday. And I will help you more with this. So if you feel like you want some more help unpacking this, then help me boost up this video by commenting Zoom. And if I can get 10 people, I will schedule a Zoom call. Okay? All right. So that being said, are you ready to get into where you find unlimited topics? Yes. Yes. Okay, hold on. I lost track of where I'm going here. Goodness sakes. There we go. I'll get there. So, where do we get ideas for topics? We're going to do a couple of things today. I'm going to give you some general things, and then I'm going to give you some more specific things, and then I'm going to give you an activity that you can do to really blow this out, and that's where it gets into the whole unlimited part of this equation, okay? So, chances are you are not looking at video the same way I want you to start looking at video, okay? Anything that you are posting in social media can become a video. So use your own social media strategy, whatever you're currently posting, as inspiration or ideas for a video, whether it's a live or a reel, it doesn't matter. And all you're going to do is you're going to apply a format. And I'm going to get to that here in a second. So what do you do? Okay. So what I want you to think about is how much content you likely have in your posts that you're putting out, or your blogs, or your emails, or whatever else it is. All of that is inspiration for a video. Okay, that's number one, social media posts. You can also look at other people's posts. So if you are scrolling and you find something that's like, oh my gosh, that's so true, I like this. Use that as inspiration for a video that you're going to do. So use other people's content that you follow as an idea. This is not stealing their content. It's using it as inspiration, okay? There's a difference. You also really, truly need to understand your ideal client. The more you know your ideal client, and I'm not talking about she's a woman over 40 who is in menopause. I'm talking about what is she worrying about? What's keeping her up at night? What does she really want to happen? What's keeping her stuck? The more you dig into that, the easier your social media is going to be, because you can use any and all of those things as inspiration for video, okay? And then the last one is questions. Now, these could be questions that you're getting from people, or it could be questions you see in other people's groups. So if you are in groups, maybe of your ideal client, like let's just say you're in an entrepreneur group, because you're all an entrepreneur, so you're in entrepreneur groups. But other people are posting questions that maybe has something to do with your niche. Go and look at what kind of questions are being asked underneath those posts. Because if there are questions out there, people are actively searching for answers. Your videos can be the answers to that. See how that works? Okay, so this just gives you high level, where do you get inspo, okay? Inspiration comes from these kinds of places. Now, one of the most important things to understand here is how do you take any of this and turn it into a video? Here's what you're going to do. You are going to take that concept and you're going to come up with a hook, a story, and a call to action. It is that simple. The hook grabs attention and pulls people and makes them want to watch. A great hook, ask a question. Turn whatever it is that you are going to talk about in that video into a question that grabs people's attention and says, you need to come and watch this video. That's your hook. Your story is your point, your lesson, a story that you're going to tell. And then your call to action is, where do you want to lead them? That's it. That's as simple as it gets. Now, if you want to do longer videos, there's way more to this framework, but this is a very basic framework that you can use on, honestly, anything 2 or 3 minutes or under. You could probably even get 5-minute videos and under just using hook, story, call to action. Okay. If you want to learn more about hook, story, call to action, I have a free masterclass series. You could just comment GLM for Go Live Masterclass. Even though it's about going live, you can use it for any videos, and I will get you over. It's free. I'll get you over the whole masterclass. Okay. But here's what's really important, and here's what I want to make sure that you get here with this framework. One of the things that happens, again, it's this overthinking, is that we tend to start to tell ourselves or start to believe that every piece of content has to be how to do something. We're not talking about how to. How to happens in your lead magnets, in your longer videos, in your workshops, and whatever else you're doing in your kind of sales strategy, in your program when they pay you, okay? So what happens is we tell ourselves that that's what's valuable, but there is value in just creating aha moments for your audience. So think about a time when you had somebody shift a belief in your head, when somebody told you it's not this, it's this, and you went, what? I had no idea. There's value in that. So start thinking about video and honestly, even your social media content differently. Start thinking about the value in just shifting beliefs and helping people have these aha moments. That's what you're doing in video, especially these shorter videos, okay? Okay, now, honest question here. When I put up this slide, where was it? And I said, you're getting ideas from your social media posts. How many of you went, oh yeah, see, that's the problem. I don't even know what to post on social media. That's hard. Because if figuring out what to post on social media is hard, that's why video is also hard, because they're all connected, right? Okay, so I'm gonna, hopefully this whole idea of moving from shifting or from how to shifting beliefs already gave you an aha. So even though I haven't taught you how to do anything yet, I'm hoping you already have had an aha moment. That's the power of what we're trying to do here, okay? Okay, now, hold on here. Where did I go? I'm going to give you 10 different ways that you can think about how to give these aha moments. How do you start to shift beliefs for your clients, okay? We're going to go through these one by one. If you want to screenshot them, I'm going to do 5 and then 5. So wait until I have 5 up, take a screenshot, then wait until I get the next 5 and then do a screenshot, and then you have them. If you want to write them down, we'll go slow enough. I promise this will be helpful. Okay, and then what we're gonna do? No, I'm not even gonna tell you that yet. I'm gonna make you wait for it. I'm gonna make you wait for it. I'm gonna make you wait for where we're going. Okay, so number 1 is that you shift beliefs around a problem or a challenge that your ideal client is having. Okay, let me pull up. Hold on, I had some notes here. Hold on. So think one specific problem or challenge your ideal client is having, and shift a belief around that. This would be a great place to explain why they're having that problem. It doesn't have to be how to fix it. It can be, here's why you're having this. Why you're having it. Think, what's happening? All of that valuable, okay? Number 2, goals or dreams, okay? This is just the other side of the coin. So if you can think of the problem or the challenge, then flip the coin and think, what do they want? What is the goal or the dream they have? And shift some beliefs around that. Talk about that. Tell stories around that. Give them hope, inspire them, motivate them. Okay? Number 3, answer a common question. So this goes back to, what are the questions people are asking you? What are the questions you're seeing dropping in other people's content that's maybe similar to yours? What questions are people posting in other groups to get answers? Answer the question or shift beliefs around that question. It doesn't have to be solved. It can just be here's why this is coming up. Still creates those mind-blowing moments, okay? Don't worry, I'm going to give you examples on each of these. I'm going to go through 5, and then I'm going to give you examples, okay? Number 4, mistakes. What are common mistakes that your ideal client is making in your niche, in this space? Powerful stuff. Because if you can avoid making a mistake, isn't that what you want? Of course it is. And then number 5 is bust some myths. What do they believe that's not quite true? Okay. How about some examples of this? Actually, let me do this. Let me go through all 10, and then we'll go back and we'll do examples. It's just how I have my notes, and I don't want to lose my place. Okay, so if you want a screenshot now. I'll wait a beat or 2. I could have played some Halloween music, but I won't. Okay, you got it? All right. Let's go on to the rest. Number 6, give them a first or a next step. So if you're wanting to start doing this, here's what you do first. Or if this is where you're at, here's what your next step is. That's it. That's the whole point of the video. That little piece. Okay. Number 7, a reframe or a call out. Okay. This is sort of like, you're currently thinking this and you need to be thinking this instead. Or somebody told you to do it this way and you got to do it this way instead. these call outs or reframes are really powerful because we think we're doing it right. And then you point out, not right. This is what you need to do instead. Mind blown moment. Okay. Next is contrast. Okay. This is comparing and contrasting two different things. Number 8, 9, we're on 9. I lost track of my numbers. Highlights what's missing. This is like, here's the secret. Here's what you don't know. Here's the thing that you're missing. Okay. And number 10 is some sort of client or personal inspiration. So these are the things like, I just had a client call this week and here's what was going on. Or I had a group coaching call this week and you want to know one of the questions that came up? This. Because if one person in your space is having this challenge, other people are too. But this whole someone else gives you a different angle or a different perspective. It could even be you. Like, you want to know what my biggest aha from this week is? This is what I didn't realize. And then share. Okay, so those are 10 different ways that you can shift beliefs. All right, give me some feedback in the comments. Is this helpful? Are you liking these ideas so far? How about some examples? You wanting some examples? Probably so. Okay, let me just check and make sure. Hold on, I had it up here. See if there are any questions coming up. All right, no questions. You're all liking this. Okay, so Carol says, yes, please. Is that to the examples or is that to something else? I haven't been paying attention. So sorry. But I'm going to give you examples, okay? So let's go back to let me go back to these 5, okay? I'm not going to go in order. I'm going to give you the example and I want you to try and think which one of these it is, okay? So so that we are consistent here, let's assume I am a personal chef. And I am wanting to do like a whole series on prepping meals. How do you meal prep, okay? So what I want you to see is that this meal prep is this tiny piece of what I might do. I'm a personal chef. I could be a health and wellness coach. I have a much broader things that I help people with in my programs or my offers. But I'm wanting to just do a small piece and I'm wanting to talk about meal prep. And so I'm wanting to show you 10 different ways that you can talk about meal prep using these belief shifts, okay? All right, so, okay. If you're meal prepping on Sunday, it's not saving you time, it's stealing your weekend. I'm gonna do a video on that. Why to not do meal prep on Sunday? Because it's ruining your weekend. That's it, that's the tiny piece that I'm doing in my video. Okay, which one of these is it? Any guesses? Could be a mistake, could be a myth, could be either of those, right? Somebody told you to meal prep on Sunday, and why would you do that? You ruin your weekend. I got a better way to do it. See the difference? Okay. Let's see here. Is meal planning really even all that necessary? Which one of these is that? Number 3, right? It's a question. Is it really necessary? Is this really something I should be doing? Okay. What would it feel like to come home at dinner I messed that up. What would it feel like to come home after a long day of work and have dinner ready to go? Easy peasy, no stress. Oh, boy, doesn't that sound good? That sounds good to me. That's number 2, goals and dreams, right? Now, on the flip side, number 1 could be something like, here's why healthy eating after a long day of work sounds like the last thing you want to do. You're exhausted, you're whatever. And I could talk a little bit about that. I'm only giving you this little bitty piece. See how this works? Okay. How about some more? Want some more? Let's go to these bad boys. I'll give you some more examples. Okay, if you want to start meal planning, here's one thing that you can do. Find a meal that everybody likes and do it every Tuesday. That's number 6, right? I'm going in order, so you're probably figuring this out. I won't go in order anymore. Okay, here's one. You're not too busy to eat well. You've got decision fatigue. Okay, that's a call out. Okay, I'm basically saying you're full of crap. It has nothing to do with this. It's this instead. I'm giving you an aha by pointing out something that you can't see for yourself. Okay, let me do one more so you get the gist. Most people start meal planning by getting recipes together. I don't want you to start with recipes. I want you to start with building a routine. Which one of these is that? Could be a call out, could be a reframe, could be contrast, right? This is happening. I want you to do this instead. See how this works? Okay. Hopefully these ideas are helping you. Okay. Let me just check comments. Yes, like them. Okay. So do you see how easy this can be? Let's talk about how you do hook, story, call to action. Now I'm going to give you a 30-second view of this. If you want the whole masterclass, just comment GLM and I'll get you the whole masterclass. It's like 5 different videos, okay? So you pick any one of these and you're going to come up with, what am I going to be talking about here on this video? What is the story or the point or the lesson or the nugget that I want to give you in this video? And then I'm going to add a hook and have a call to action. So the hook is what grabs attention. So I might start with a question, then tell the story, and then the call to action is wherever I want to lead them. This call to action is important. This is the strategy part of what you're trying to do, okay? Where are you trying to lead people? What do you want to happen? You gotta make sure you know what that strategy is, or it's the equivalent of, I'm just throwing videos up every which way and being like, I hope it sticks. And listen, I did that for years, so that's not me judging you. That's me saying, I get it. That's why you need a strategy. You gotta know where you're leading them, right? And it's more than just a call to action. It's about, how are you getting people to take this journey with me? I did a whole workshop on this on Tuesday, which is still available for replay if you want it. If you need it, comment the word workshop in the comments and I'll get it over to you. If you were registered for it and you weren't there live, you got an email with the replay. And I think there's another one going out tomorrow or Saturday. I can't remember which. Okay. So what might this look like? So let me just pick one of these random ones. Let's pick the whole meal prep on Sundays is a bad idea and it's stealing your weekends. Okay. So maybe the story I'm going to tell in there is how I used to meal prep every Sunday and I would spend 5 and 6 hours every Sunday meal prepping. And then I started dreading meal prep and I hated Sundays as a result. So that's the story I'm wanting to tell. So the hook, I'm wanting them to get attention, right? So then my hook might be, stop meal prepping on Sundays. Here's why. That's my hook. Now I'm leaning in. My audience is leaning in because they're like, wait a minute. Everybody's telling me to meal prep on Sundays. You're telling me not? That's the contrast. Okay, now I want to hear. Now I tell the story, I make my point, give whatever information I'm giving, and then I have my call to action, which is, if you want to know more about meal prepping, I've got a 10-minute video, drop something and I'll get it to you. Okay, so that's how fast hook, story, call to action can be once you figure out what you're talking about. Okay, I want to pause here and see if you have any questions about this before we move on to the next part. There's one more part we're going to go through today. Okay, you hanging in with me all right? Robin says good stuff. Sherry says brilliant. I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys are digging this. I dig it too. It's way fun. Okay, let's talk a little bit about strategy here for just a second. Even though we did a whole workshop on this, I want to give you a 30-second overview of what you're trying to do, okay? Essentially, hold on. I feel like somebody in our membership call today, somebody said that it was like a Jack in the Box, and I said it's like Harry Potter. I leave the frame and then I pop back in. See how that is? For those of you that don't know, we were in an RV and we got rid of all of our furniture full time in the RV, and we've now come off the road. And I have this itty bitty desk. It only fits my laptop and my phone, and that's about it. Uh-oh. It locked up on me, didn't it? Dang it! Well, ratsos. Let's see if it's still here. Maybe. Did I lose you all? I have no idea if this is still going or not going. It ended. Okay, we're just going to do part 2. Hold on. If you're with me, hold on. I'll do part 2.